Alright guys, welcome back to part 2 of the 240SX video. We're going to be continuing off the previous video where we couldn't get the 240SX to start up due to some failure within the fuel system, we believed. After having done some research and using a little bit of common sense, we came to finding the solution. The fuel level sender was not working. It was not marking the level, and the fuel pump was not running. We tested both and found out that both those things weren't working. So we went out and scavenged to find another used 240SX fuel pump and level sender and tried to see if maybe that worked. So on this next clip, we'll find out.
All right, moment of truth, guys. Battery's in, brand new. Fuel pump is in, actually works, and everything else is ready to fire up. So let's give it a go and see if it's gonna work. You good, Rafi?
Yeah. Ready?
All right, moment of truth. Give it gas.
1, 2.
What the fuck? That's it. Nothing?
Is it fully charged?
It's a brand new battery. Oh.
So unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties. We couldn't get the car to even crank over and start after that portion. But moving on.
Start fluid.
Get up. It's not turning on anymore? What the fuck?
All right, give it a second.
This thing turned off.
No, it's still on. Try it again. Go. Oh, turn it back on. All right, turn it back on. There you go. All right, try to fire it up again. All right, hold on.
Take it to the top.
It's too dark.
Don't you ever stop. Whatever it is.
2,000 years later.
It's fucking on, guys! Wow! It's holding on! Yeah! Bro. Look at the fucking backyard, bro. This thing's flushing like 13-year-old fucking crap out of the engine. No, this shit was a fog machine, dude. But it's running solid. Smooth even. Oh, what? Oh, what?
So yes, finally the car started running. It actually fired up and was holding itself alive. You know, that was such an amazing and exciting feeling for myself and my brother, for us having worked so hard, as well as our buddy Rafi. His real name is Raul, but I call him Rafi because I like the name better. But it was amazing. It was an awesome experience. The car finally fired up after at least what felt like a week of hard working, back-to-back nights and days trying to get it to start up. It finally ran and it sounded pretty healthy. It didn't have any crazy knocking. I heard some ticking. Those could be the lifters, but the car is running good. I mean, that thing was burning out and everything. I just unfortunately forgot to record those clips, which would have been awesome for this video, but unfortunately I didn't. So it was time to move on to the next part of the car, and that was cleaning it. The car itself had been parked under a tree and had a lot of bugs and weird stuff on the inside, and I just didn't feel comfortable sitting in there. So I hired a detail company. They came out and cleaned it inside out, with the exception of the engine bay. I then decided that it was time for maybe some cosmetic upgrades as well. I bought some wheels, some headers, seats, steering wheel, harness bar, and all kinds of stuff for the 240 so that I can slap them on and be that much closer to getting my car drifting at the track. In the meantime, there was some stuff that I also ordered on top of those used parts that I bought, but I wanted to get a little crafty and I like doing kind of hands-on stuff, and so I decided to start stripping the wheels. I even bought a welder to start chopping pieces of metal and welding other pieces of metal that were functional for the car itself. And yeah, check this other stuff on the next clips.
Yeah, look at how terrible this seat looks. So flimsy too.
So what we need is this and this. The only thing about these two rails is that one is lower than the other because that's the only way it'll sit flat or level inside the 240. So with all that work of welding and fucking up the stock seats to make this happen, it worked. It lines up. Seat's probably gonna be a little high, but that's another day's problem.
In the next few clips, you're gonna see how I got into the very nitty-gritty parts of cleaning the engine bay. It was extremely dirty. It had dirt, grease, brake dust, and bugs and leaves and all kinds of stuff in there that the list goes on. Ultimately, I got right in there, sprayed some degreaser, some rust remover. I used a toothbrush and just started going right at it, scrubbing away, trying to get as much of it cleaned out as possible, just to get a really good base foundation of what might be leaking in the car once having it fully rinsed off and dried. And that also helps me kind of determine what things I need to go into fixing next.
Alright, so I've removed the battery, removed the intake with the map sensor, and sprayed down with goo that rust remover. Show you guys real quick what it is. It's a rust dissolver, works fast, about 30 minutes. Takes off rust of a lot of things. It's a gel type, and I sprayed it in about almost everything. The fuel filter, the throttle lines, the freaking terminals for the battery. A lot of little nuts and bolts and stuff around the body. The intake manifold, just to see how well it works on that. A little bit on some of the bolts and hardware where the windshield motor is at. A bunch of stuff, anything. Even some parts of the chassis that have some rust. There, kind of missed it. It works. Straight in there. It starts taking action. Yeah. Well, supposedly in 30 minutes it'll take care of the job, but honestly, if you leave it for a longer amount of time, just be careful with some of the rubbering and stuff. It'll act pretty fast and do a good job. Alright, bad news, can't find the freaking vacuum, so for now I'm gonna have to do it the harder way and just spray down the degreaser on the greasy parts and then just kind of give everything a rinse down and cross your fingers and hope for the best. So, oh well, gotta do what we got. It's gonna fucking pretty much falls down everything with the greaser. YOLO. There's just so much stuff in it.
enough degreaser and enough elbow grease, you can get some really nasty stuff removed off of these.
Damn, son. I deleted the clip before this, so this clip is not as satisfying, but it's pretty clean now. Meanwhile, the engine bay is drying off. Well, actually, I put a little bit more degreaser. I'm gonna rinse it off one more time. In that meantime, I'm agitating the grime and stuff like that has built up. Panther, what are you doing with the degreaser? You're getting all in the mood. Look at him.
Some people
Finds love in the weirdest things.
because it kind of leaves it a little stained.
Yeah.
Of fire.
So after having cleaned the engine bay and getting everything done and basically rinsed off and wait to dry, the following day I started getting into fully slapping on everything. The seats, the steering wheel, swapping it out, and even installing some of the upgrades that I had purchased from Billings, which would be the dual caliper brake setup with the hydro brake. I bought a used hydro brake online, and everything else was purchased brand new from Billings as far as the dual caliper brake setup goes. I bought some used coilovers off the same buddy who sold me the car himself, some functioning forms, and they're in pretty decent shape. I slapped those in, just the rear, because was the most time consuming portion of it. But ultimately the car, you know, is starting to come together.
Yeah, got that harness bar in. Thought I was gonna have to chop something, but it actually worked. It went in. That shit is sturdy. I was gonna paint it, but I'm gonna do all that at a later time. I just wanna get this car to the track already. Harness is going in. I got those suckers strapping up to the harness bar. That's how they'll sit in the seat. I just gotta adjust these to myself, to my height. See what functions. All right, we got the Corvu seat. Passenger one, I don't know about that shit yet. I don't have a bracket for it, but right now we're gonna work on slapping this bad boy on that piece of shit. And it's beautiful when you got the right tools to do the job. I mean, you can. All right, now it is now cleaned off. This is the dual caliper bracket. It's gonna go right here, sandwiched between the knuckle and the wheel hub. Only thing is I need to shave this little corner here down. Hello family, welcome to the Krusty Krab. Look at that crust. Pain in the fucking ass. Looks good though.
Where does this 240SX sit? There's still the front coilovers, rotors and stuff that I need to slap on there. I bought brakes and rotors from my buddy Joey, who has a hookup at R1 Concepts, and I got those brand new. I still need to slap those in on the front. I'm still missing the hydro brake mount to set up my hydro brake wherever I want to. I might just make a custom one or order one from Billings. I haven't decided yet. There's still the brake lines that I need to run from the hydro to the two calipers. There is still the welded diff that I purchased that I need to slap on, and tow arms and other accessories of that nature. But in this next clip, I just want to show you guys what the current ultimate goal would be with a semi-finished car or drift project in these next clips. Check it out, see if you like it. Isn't that neat? Need for Speed Heat, the app, you can download it on your phone, is where I created this illustration for the 240SX. Those are the color schemes, wheels, and some of the overall idea of what I want to do with the 240 once it's, you know, far past its junky start that it has now. But it might change, who knows? Maybe throughout the build I might change the color or even the ultimate complete setup of the car. But for now, that's kind of what I'm vibing with, and that's kind of what I want out of the 240. So anyways, thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's still so much more to come for the 240. There's also other stuff to come for the RSX that I haven't done, just like this you probably can see it right here. I have a Cusco roll cage that I need to install on the RSX, as well as a front bumper and quite a few other things that I want to do on that car, but that's for a whole other thing. If you guys like this video and want to keep seeing more of these videos, hit that thumbs up button, press that subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification so that you guys can see when I'm going to be posting future videos for the 240SX or RSX. For now, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, and I'm out. Lumberjack out.